The secret to studying 8+ hours without losing your mind. Have you ever sat down to study, looked at the clock, and felt your mind slipping away after just 20 minutes? Like something inside you refuses to stay focused? Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to hear can change the way you study forever, not just for one day, not just for exams, but for life. You'll learn how to sit for 8 hours without burning out, without losing your mind, and without feeling like you're forcing yourself. This is not about motivation. This is something deeper, and it changed everything for him. His name was Zephyr Calloway. Not the smartest guy in the room, not the most disciplined either. Just average. At least that's what he believed. He sat in the back of the class, always quiet, always watching others succeed. He felt invisible, like his life was going nowhere. Every time he opened his books, his chest felt heavy, his mind wandered, his phone called him, his thoughts pulled him away. 10 minutes in, he was already tired. 20 minutes, he needed a break. An hour? Impossible. And yet, his dreams demanded more. Late one night, the room was silent. A dim yellow bulb flickered above his desk. The pages in front of him blurred, his eyes burned, his head ached. Outside, a distant dog barked. Inside, his thoughts were louder. I can't do this. I'm not built for this. He leaned back, stared at the ceiling, and something inside him whispered, nothing is changing. Nothing will change. That moment stayed. Heavy, cold, like truth. But it wasn't truth. It was a lie he had repeated too many times. And then came the breaking point. Results day. He stood there, holding the paper, hands shaking, failed. Again. The noise around him faded. People talking, laughing, celebrating. But for him, everything went silent. He walked home slowly, each step heavier than the last. That night, he didn't open his books. He didn't touch his phone. He just sat there, in the dark. And for the first time, he questioned himself. Not his intelligence, not his luck, but his approach. The next day, something unusual happened. He met someone, an old man. Name was Orion Vance. No one really noticed him. Simple clothes, calm eyes. But there was something about him. Stillness. Zephyr didn't know why, but he sat next to him. Minutes passed. No words. Then Orion spoke. You're not tired of studying, you're tired of how you study. Zephyr frowned, didn't fully understand. But something clicked. Orion continued. You don't lack focus. You lack structure. Silence again. Then he said something that changed everything. Just one rule, study in cycles. 50 minutes deep focus, 10 minutes real rest, no distractions, no negotiations. Zephyr blinked. That's it? That's simple? He expected something bigger, something magical. But Orion just smiled. Simple works, hard is what people choose. That night, Zephyr tried it. Timer set. 50 minutes. He sat down. At first, it felt normal, then uncomfortable. His mind resisted, his body shifted, he wanted to quit. At minute 17, he checked the timer. Only 17? It felt like forever. He sighed. This won't work. But something inside him said, just finish the cycle. So he stayed. Minute 30. His thoughts slowed. Minute 40. Something strange happened. Silence. Not outside. Inside. For the first time, he was actually focused. No noise. No urge. Just him and the work. 50 minutes ended. He leaned back, took a deep breath. The air felt different, cooler, lighter. For 10 minutes, he rested. No phone. No scrolling. Just stillness. Then cycle 2. It was harder. His brain resisted again. And here's the truth. He failed. On the second cycle, he quit at minute 22. Frustrated, angry, he stood up, walked away. This is useless. But later that night, he came back. One more try. Just one. And that's where something began. Not success, not mastery, but awareness. This is where his life changed. He realized it wasn't about studying 8 hours. It was about winning, one cycle at a time. The next morning, Zephyr didn't feel different. No sudden motivation, no energy burst. Just the same room, the same desk, the same pressure. But something was slightly quieter. He sat down again. Timer, 50 minutes. Start. The first 10 minutes were chaos. His thoughts jumped, his legs moved, his fingers tapped the table. He wanted to quit. Again, but this time, he didn't argue with himself. He just stayed. Minute 15. Still uncomfortable. Minute 25. A little better. Minute 38. Something clicked again. That same silence, that same focus. He didn't celebrate it, didn't overthink it. He just kept going. 50 minutes. Done. Break. He stood near the window. Cool air brushed his face. A faint smell of dust and morning tea drifted through the room. For a moment, he felt present. Then back again. Cycle 2, Cycle 3. By the fourth cycle, his brain felt heavy. Not tired, worked, used. Like a muscle that had finally been pushed. And that's when doubt came back, stronger, louder. This is too slow. This won't get you to 8 hours. You're wasting time. He paused, looked at the clock. Only 3 hours. 3. It felt like everything and nothing. He leaned back, closed his eyes, and suddenly, a memory hit him. He was 10 years old, sitting on the floor. Books scattered around, his mother beside him. She wasn't educated, but she sat there anyway, helping him sound out words she barely understood. Smiling, encouraging, proud, for no reason. He remembered her saying, "Just keep going, slowly, but don't stop." That memory stayed. Warm, quiet, powerful. He opened his eyes. Something shifted. Not in his schedule, in his identity. I'm not someone who quits halfway. That thought felt new, strange, but strong. He stood up, drank water, and sat back down. Cycle 5, hard. Cycle 6, messy. In the middle of Cycle 6, he broke. He grabbed his phone, opened an app, scrolled. 5 minutes, gone. Then 10, gone. He froze, stared at the screen, disappointed, angry. There it was again. Nothing is changing. Nothing will change. The same voice, the same weight. For a second, he almost gave up. Almost. But then, he did something different. He didn't restart the day. He didn't punish himself. He just put the phone away and continued the same cycle. Messy, imperfect, but continued. That moment mattered, more than any perfect session, because that's where discipline is built. Not in perfection, in return. Days passed, not dramatic, not cinematic, just quiet effort. Some days he hit 6 hours, some days only 2. Some days he didn't even start. But he kept coming back, again and again and again. The cycles became familiar, comfortable, almost automatic. His brain started recognizing the pattern. Focus, rest, focus, rest. No chaos, no guessing, just rhythm. And slowly, very slowly, something changed. Studying stopped feeling like torture. It became manageable. Then stable. Then normal. 8 hours? Not yet, but closer. Closer than ever before. And one evening, something unexpected happened. He sat down, started his cycles. One after another. No resistance, no mental fight, just flow. Time passed, without dragging, without pain. When he finally looked at the clock, he froze. 8 hours. He blinked, checked again, still 8. No burnout, no exhaustion, just calm. That was the moment. Not loud, not dramatic, but real. He leaned back, smiled slightly, and whispered, "So this is how it's done. But here's the truth most people don't want to hear. It wasn't the 8 hours that changed his life. It was who he became while reaching it. Someone consistent, someone patient, someone who shows up even after failing. And that identity, that's what changed everything. 8 hours. It sounds big. It sounds impossible. But now you know, it's not about forcing your brain to sit that long. It's about becoming someone who can." Zephyr didn't wake up one day, suddenly disciplined. He built it, cycle by cycle, day by day, failure by failure. And here's what most people miss. The real battle was never the books. It was his mind. The voice that said, "Just one scroll. Just one break. Start tomorrow." That voice never disappeared. Even on the day he studied 8 hours, it was still there. Quiet, waiting. But now, he was stronger. Not because he silenced it, but because he stopped obeying it. That's the shift. That's the secret. One evening, weeks later, he walked past a group of students, laughing, relaxed, carefree. For a moment, he felt something. A pull, a question. Am I missing out? He stopped, looked at them, then looked at himself. And for the first time, he had an answer. No, I'm building something. That sentence felt heavy, but powerful, because deep down, he knew the truth. Discipline always looks like sacrifice before it looks like freedom. And that's where most people quit. They never stay long enough to see the other side. Zephyr did. And slowly, life started responding. Not instantly, but clearly. His focus sharpened, his confidence grew. Not loud confidence, quiet, grounded, the kind that doesn't need validation. His results improved, but more importantly, his self-respect returned. He trusted himself again. That's rare, that's powerful. One night, he sat at the same desk, the same dim light, the same silence, but everything felt different. No pressure, no fear, just control. He opened his book and smiled, not because he loved studying, but because he had mastered himself. And that's when he realized something deeper. This was never about exams, or grades, or proving others wrong. This was about becoming someone who can sit with discomfort and not run. Someone who can do hard things without drama. Someone who doesn't wait to feel ready. That's the identity. And once you have that, you can apply it anywhere. Gym, work, life. Everything changes. Now listen carefully, because this part is for you. Not Zephyr, you. You don't need 8 hours right now, forget that. Start with one cycle, just one, 50 minutes. No distractions, no negotiation. Then rest. Then decide again. That's it. Simple, but not easy. Your mind will fight. It will complain. It will try to escape. Let it, just don't follow it. Because every time you stay, you win. Not the subject, not the exam, yourself. And that's the only win that matters. There will be days you fail, days you quit early, days you don't start at all. Good, that's part of it. Because the real rule is not perfection, it's return. Always return. Remember this line, I don't need motivation, I need structure. Say it again, feel it, because that's your identity now. And one day, you'll sit down, start your cycles, and hours will pass, without pain, without force, without struggle. And you'll look up, just like he did, and realize, you've changed. Not suddenly, not magically, but permanently. Most people will ignore this and stay the same. But you're still here, so try this for 30 days, not perfectly, but consistently, one cycle at a time, and then come back and tell me what changed.